Hi, it's Wayne from Visionary Wealth Management, and it's been a little bit since I have done a market update video for you, and I wanted to run through a couple of the things that we're seeing. Obviously, we're in August 2024, and the next 60 to 90 days between now and the election are going to be crazy. Every election's crazy, but listen, we are going to be manhandled and manipulated more in the next 90 days than we have at any point in our history. So let's just get ready for that. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for some fluctuation in the markets. Here within the last couple of weeks, we had a couple of really ugly periods, really volatile periods for the market indexes. That had a lot to do, not so much with corporate earnings, which, by the way, are coming in a little bit below most optimistic expectations. The much bigger thing that affected the market indexes was what's called the Japan carry trade. Japan has had a flat to negative interest rate environment for years. And so what that really meant was that traders, big hedge funds, and institutions could borrow money from the Bank of Japan at 0% interest and invest that money anywhere in the world that they wanted to generate interest or invest in stocks or anything like that. The estimates on this was that there was somewhere between $3 and $5 trillion of capital that had been borrowed in Japan in yen, in the local currency, and then invested globally in other currencies. And so as a trader, if you think about it, you borrow money at 0%, invest it somewhere else, even if it's at 1 or 2%. Here, you can still make a spread, and that's called arbitrage, where you borrow money at one rate and invest it at a higher rate. You arbitrage the middle. That's what was happening with trillions of dollars in the markets. And the Bank of Japan raised their interest rates for the first time in nearly a generation to 0.25%. 0.25%. But all of a sudden, the money's not free. And the concern is, what if they do it and they raise it to 0.5% or 1% or 2%? So all of a sudden, those trillions of dollars of trades started to get unwound really fast. And that's what caused a couple of weeks of really serious disruption. When that occurred in Japan, the Japanese stock market dropped 12% in 2 days. So we got volatility. They got a tsunami. The Japanese stock market had an enormous amount of volatility, but the whole world felt it. So I wanted to update you. That's why we got some of the really ugly fluctuation that we did here within the last couple of weeks, with largely the unwinding of that trade globally. We do still have some concerns about corporate earnings. Markets have been priced pretty much for perfection. And we know that we're starting to get some slowing growth in some of the big tech companies. And so if you think about it, if you're driving down the road and you're on the highway and you're doing, I know you would never do this. I would periodically, but 85 miles an hour down the highway. And then you get off at an exit ramp and all of a sudden you're doing 45 in a 40. You're still speeding. You're still 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, but it feels like you're doing 15. So for the markets and the earnings growth and earnings growth expectations on these big tech companies, the markets are expecting them to be growing their earnings at 25, 30, 35% a year. And then all of a sudden they're growing their earnings at 15 to 20% a year. And all of a sudden it feels like there's a big slowdown coming. It's not really a slowdown, at least not yet. Here at Visionary Wealth Management, we are always here with perspective for the decisions ahead, and we're always here to help you envision more. So if you have questions about how the markets are affecting your portfolio, your outlook, perspective for how you're moving forward with your planning, please don't hesitate to reach out and give us a call. We're happy to connect with you at any time. Take care.